Hello everyone, V the Amazing Greek here. What we're going to do today is we are going to modify the handle of one of my Ontario machetes. This is the 12-inch sawback camp machete, they call this. It's a little bit smaller than the 18-inch full-size version. What I don't like about the handle, it's a very sturdy handle, good handle. It's just ergonomically, I was messing around with it one day. After chopping a lot, this handle is, it is squared off. It's freaking squared. And I was holding it backwards, and I noticed how it was much more comfortable that way for the front part of my hand. So on my full size, I actually ground this down and then sanded it, and it is so much more comfortable. You can swing it around a lot more, and your hand doesn't get tired, your wrist doesn't get as tired. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to clamp it up in the vise, and then I'm going to take my angle grinder with a what do they call it? It's like a, I don't want to say a buffing wheel. It's got the flapper wheel, that's what they call it. It's got these little flaps of sandpaper. I'll probably use the 120 grit. I believe that's what I used on that one. And what I'm going to do is, I don't have to adjust the back any. That's fine in the hand. It doesn't bother it. It's this squared off part that will start to wear into your hand here and right around here, as you're swinging and chopping, and that just makes your hand wear out. So I'm going to take the grinder wheel, and I'm going to cut this down to take it from square to rounded. And like on this one, now it's pretty much a circular shape. Much more circular than it was before. Like I said, it feels very good in the hand like that. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to clamp it up, and I'm going to get the tool out. Then I'll show you how to grind it. And then after we do that, we're going to take some sandpaper and take any of the little gougings and ununiformity out of it, and just make it really nice and smooth, and any spots that are high, we'll level those out also. Alright, so we're about to start. We're going to grind on this. Wear your safety glasses. It's not metal, but plastic in your eye, it still won't feel good. I'm just going to show a little bit how I'm kind of working this a little bit. Be careful coming back. Don't nick the little nub here, it stops your hand from sliding back. I don't know the correct name for that. So I'm going to start, just give you a little idea of what I'm doing here. And I went with the 60 grit wheel just because that was the one that caught my eye, and I said, well, let me try that, see what we're going here. If it's too rough, I'll swap out. You do not need to put a lot of pressure. I'm barely touching this, and it is just peeling away this stuff. So I'll go little by little, not too much at a time. I can feel that the squareness is gone. That's good. A little bit more down here. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then I'll do the other side, and when I do the sandpaper, I'll show you how I'm doing that, so there's no big secrets. Alright, so I got it pretty much down like I want. It's kind of rough because of the 60 grit flapper wheel that I was using. I got some 120 strip of sandpaper, so I'm gonna do like this. I'm not gonna do the back side because it's nice. That'll smooth this out, and it will give it the rounded shape that I want also. It'll finalize that shape. Now I will say this, when you do this, it does make the handle a little bit slick at first. Just from exposing that plastic underneath and from heating it up and stuff, it's very slick. So that'll take a little bit getting used to, unless you put some type of grip material on your handle. Like some people like the hockey tape, some people like the sport tape, and so that already just feels better. It's getting smooth right here. I'll hit this side a little bit more, get them both to be very smooth, and then once I got it the way I want, I will show you the finished product, because it'll be a lot of doing this and getting both sides to even out and feel the way that I want it to. So that's what I'm doing, and I'll continue doing that until I get it. I know it looks very white right there, doesn't it? Well, it looks really white on film. But I'm doing that, and I will show you what it looks like when I'm done sanding it off. Alright, so that's done. I sanded it down, and it fits really good. I had to take the flapper wheel and come down a little bit more. It didn't feel exactly right, so I looked at the other one, and I noticed that I had come down basically to the top line of where the rivets are in here, holding the sides onto the blade. So I did that, and then on the fingers, I came in just a little bit extra so my finger could wrap around real good. And I had a piece of wood. I did a couple chops and stuff like that to give it a test. It feels really good in the hand. It feels a lot better than it did. And now I just need to put my lanyard through the lanyard hole. And with the other one, I haven't really needed tape on it to give it a good grip. Like I said, this nub here, I don't know the correct name of this, but it's it's just a great thing. You're not going to slip off. And this type of material, I have not yet been in the rain chopping or anything like that, so I haven't experienced yet if it's got a lot of slip to it. But if it does, of course I'll fix that up and show you what I do. If it's nothing simple more than wrapping a little bit of hockey tape or sport tape around it, that's all it'll be. But that's all it takes. Probably realistically, without videotaping, 15-minute job. You know, the sanding takes more time actually than the grinding, but you want to get it kind of to fit your hand real good, and it'll be a lot more pleasurable to use that than it was before. Good handle, just a little bit squared off. They should make them round. The top part should be round like the bottom also, in my opinion. It just feels better in the hand. So very happy with that. Did not take long at all. And it's something you can do. If you don't have a flapper wheel, you could probably use a file, you know, just like that. Just be careful not to nick too much on the other parts. Take your time and check it often, so you don't take too much off. And one thing I wanted to tell you, when you do start grinding away at this, you may see little pockets. It looks like air pockets in there. It's just part of the molding process, so don't freak out that you've really just screwed this thing up. This one has barely any. I think in metal it's called porosity, little air pockets. And the plastic, probably the same name, I don't know. But this one did not have as much as the full size. I had some really big gaps there, and I kind of, rounded that stuff out. But that's just one little modification that make it a lot more user friendly, so you don't wear out so bad. So you can do it. If you got you a machete, do that. Sometimes the wood handles need the same thing. Just be careful, because you can always take off more material if it's not right. You can't put this shit back on. So unless you make whole new handles, and then that's a whole nother project. But that's that. And I'm V the Amazing Greek. I thank you for watching. Hopefully this will help somebody, or somebody didn't know. Say, oh shit, I didn't know you could do that. Being that they're kind of plasticky handles, but they're very durable. It can take the work that we're doing here to modify it, so you don't have to be scared. And I thank you for watching. I hope this helps somebody.